Welcome back to the Weekly Yap, boys and girls. Today, we're talking about my favorite application on PC, Steam. Everyone has it if you play a single fucking game on PC, unless you're a weirdo who only plays League of Legends. Now, the reason why I want to talk about it today is it's currently in hot water. The reason why it's in hot water is because it's currently getting sued for gambling and promoting gambling and also promoting violence. We'll get into that. So to start, Steam has had many lawsuits over the years, a lot for the CSGO gambling, and they've basically won all of them, and they typically do make changes to kind of get ahead of the lawsuits. Now, if you want my opinion on it, I think all of this is just to control Steam since it's a privately owned company and not a company that has all these fucking executives who have to adhere to the will of the investor, right? And so since it doesn't have to do any of that, they can literally do whatever the fuck they want, and they can put out Steam machines and fail. They can put out a shitty Steam controller and fail. They're just trying new things, and then you get products like the Steam Deck. Now, I love my Steam Deck. I think that is the best handheld you can get nowadays. But to say the least, they don't play by the rules of traditional companies. And so it lands them in hot water all the time, where governments and other companies push for them to be regulated a little bit more. And you'll constantly see their competitors also push for that, like Epic Games, where, Epic Games tries to compete with Steam and it fucking fails because the UI sucks. The sales, though Epic Games has some upsides like free games and all that shit, the downsides are it's horrible UI, it's slow downloads, and just overall, who wants to just solely use Epic Games? With Steam, it's been around for so long, and it doesn't do any practices that hurt competition. It's just a monopoly out of just being good. It's not hindering the growth of any other online store. All it's doing is just being the best it can be and winning. Now, you have EA wanting to make a store, and now they're failing and coming back to Steam. Basically, any of these big game studios like Blizzard, like Activision, like Ubisoft, EA, basically every big gaming studio has had a launcher and tried to sell stuff on their store, and they fail. They suck, they're slow, they're whatever clunky mess. Now, with that, Steam, since it's doing so well, they're getting sued right now because they're going after the games. And since CSGO is one of the biggest FPSs in all of history and has one of the biggest skin communities ever, and the way you get skins, either you buy them through the Steam community market, or you basically open some fucking crates. Now, that's where a lot of these governments attack, is because they think that it's promoting gambling to kids. Now, if you think it's promoting gambling to kids, I can understand your perspective. But at the end of the day, it is a rated M game. You can't in Steam exchange it for cash. And there are parental controls to help parents monitor their kids. At the end of the day, if you're a shitty parent, you're a shitty parent. And if you're an adult and you get addicted to gambling, I'm sorry. Natural selection in some cases, because, if I can go my 26 years and never have a gambling issue, and everyone else I know who's played the game, and I've played the game for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. I think I have like 600 hours in the game, and I have people who have thousands of hours. Have I opened packs up? Of course, right? But I'm not over here itching to open up another pack. It's typically like, oh, I got $10 extra to spend. I just got paid or something, and I want to see if I can get a cool skin. Now, the current lawsuit they're in is coming from New York. Now, it is probably the dumbest fucking lawsuit ever. And it is kind of, it feels like less of a coincidence that they're getting sued now, because they just won a lawsuit a few days ago. And now they have this one coming up, and it's basically for the same thing. And they're lying in it. They're saying that there's near miss mechanics, which that hasn't been in for like 8 years. And they're kind of getting clowned on by the internet. Not only that, they're claiming that Valve is promoting violence through video games. And this is an argument as old as time, it feels like, because for years, for every crazy shooting that happens, if the person played a game or not, there's always the conversation, do video games make you violent? I don't know how many studies have to come out to prove that that is not the case, and yet they keep trying to push it. What this all comes down to is it feels like it's a huge censoring. They want to control the media in which we consume, and they just don't like the fact that, you know, it's kind of like natural selection. You can't, you know, just because a chunk of people get addicted to something doesn't mean it's inherently a bad thing. You know, people get addicted to food, people get addicted to cigarettes, yet we still promote cigarettes. People get addicted to anything. If it gives any form of dopamine, you can get addicted to it. Now, with that, why are they going after Steam? If you've been on the internet the past, 8 months, you know about Kalshi or any of these betting on probability sites, which they'll claim it isn't betting, but it's betting. And you have all of these ads throughout the Super Bowl. You have CNN fucking partnering with Kalshi. And it's like, that's so much more dangerous, because they're trying to say it's not gambling, so it's not following the same regulations, same rules. There has never been something like this where an entire news site, you can gamble on if something in the news is going to happen. That is a very scary thing, because if someone's radical enough, if say there's a bet on, like, you know, say a assassination attempt on our president happens again, right? And people have a ton of money on it. There's going to be people who throw their lives away just so they can get an extra fucking buck. I'm not saying, like, obviously that's a fucking extreme example, but like that's the president it has, because there isn't that many regulations on it. And so with that, I just, you know, this whole Steam thing is just absolutely stupid, idiotic. Valve is constantly getting hated on by governments, by other competing companies, because they just do it better. From the sales to the fact that you can buy keys on third-party reselling sites like G2A, Green Man Gaming, CD Keys, whatever the fuck. There's a million of them, and you can get the best deal for games through it. And it's sad, because the fact that, you know, you can get a game that lasts you hundreds of hours for less than a McDonald's meal is crazy. It's frustrating, because it feels like they're attacking one of the last things that people can escape to and enjoy that hasn't been hit by this insane inflation, because they've tried it. Nintendo has tried it. They raise games up to $80. They put everything behind a subscription. We're also watching the death of like Xbox and all this shit happening because these corporations don't know how to entertain or how to really get to the customer. Everyone's so honed in on AI. AI is going to probably be another video topic because of all the PC parts. That is one of the worst things that AI has ever done, is raise the price of RAM and PC components. Again, attacking the one thing we have left that is cheap and affordable is gaming, and yet they keep coming after it. But I have a feeling that Steam's going to come through this lawsuit a dub again, because they keep stacking dubs. Because you know what? When you put out a good product and you have a good service and you care about the customer feels that, and they want to support and back that company. And I don't want to be like, oh, support the billion-dollar corporation, but like, you gotta back up things that you support. Now, if Steam ever was to fuck up and, make a subscription or get rid of all the deals and make returns so bad that, you can't really return a game like you can now, you know what? Fuck them. They don't deserve our dollar, right? But they're not doing that. They're doing time and time again. They have shown that they care more about the customer more than any of these competing companies, and they're mad about it. But with that, I hope y'all have a good one. If you like this video, leave a comment, subscribe, leave a like. Y'all have a good one. Stay hydrated. Deuces.